Alright, so it's been a little bit since I did a video. It's been raining or either too hot to do anything half the time anymore. We did rip some stuff out. As you can see on the pile right there is the sugar snap peas, because they were done for last video, but some of the sunflowers are getting really big, but I don't think any of them, it looks like these ones are starting to get some heads on them here. But they're all doing really well. So is the salvia that's in here. Then there's a coneflower that's surviving back here somehow. The poppy is, I don't know if it's alive or dead anymore. It got hit by the rain one day and all the flowers fell off of it, and ever since then it hasn't looked right. But the white stuff is kaolin clay. That's supposed to help prevent bean beetles, which this bed here and this arch has not been doing too bad at all. There's been a few bean beetles, but it's nothing like the lower portion, which I'll show you when we get down there. But there's a bunch of beans here that need to be picked. Now this stuff it'll wash off in the rain, or if you pick everything and wash it, it'll just come right off. If the rain's too heavy, it'll wash right off in there too. But there's a lot of beans here that need to be picked. We've been fighting these stupid creatures. They're probably one of the worst pests you could possibly get. They're super hard to get rid of. We're probably going to rip a bunch of the beans out and replant just to try to prevent them from destroying everything. Sugar snap peas used to be in here. There's some beets in here. Let's see if we can find one down here. There's one down there. There's a couple. They were playing a little bit too close together. We did pick some carrots. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, there they are. Some carrots. These are still some carrots. We're kind of leave them go a little bit longer, see if they grow anything. But we did get a bunch of carrots and pick. We did pick a bunch of stuff. I didn't record any of that. I have a bunch of pictures of it. I'm not sure if I can put the pictures in the comments or whatever, but I'll try to do that if I can. Because we picked the potatoes too, and the peppers are getting some pretty big peppers. I already pulled some off of here. This guy's got some more on it here. Again, the white stuff is all the same as the kaolin clay stuff. More peppers here. This is supposed to be a really big pepper here. Getting a pretty decent size one on it. This one's got a bunch on it. I picked a few off of this one, the Black Beauty. They're kind of hard to see on camera because you can see that one a little bit. But they're all doing really well. Man, the bugs are wild out here. There's the potatoes, which we got to clean up and throw away then, but we picked all them. This bed's now empty. We got a decent amount, two 5-gallon buckets of potatoes, which I think is pretty decent for this little tiny bed here. It's a 3 foot by 6 foot, and they weren't really deep in the bed, so they did good. Still hasn't been anything in that bed. These are purple beans that are doing pretty decent. There was some pretty old seed we planted just to see what we could get, and a decent amount of them came up, so it's a bush type bean. The broccoli's still here. It's doing okay. It's gonna get ripped out soon too. We're gonna rip out a bunch of stuff here within the next week or two. Just seeing what we can get. There's a little bit there, but nothing. I didn't get any like real big heads of broccoli off of it, but it needs to come out now. It's time for it. It's too hot for it. Replant some more. The zinnias. Here you can see all the. I'll try to go above them and see if I can get them all in the frame. I'm not sure. I can't see the camera, so I have no clue what it looks like right now. But they exploded into all kinds of colors. All different ones. That's a pretty decent one right there. All sorts of colors in there. The eggplants. There's some fruit here. There's a decent little one right there. It looks white because of the kale and clay. Peppers, they got some plants. They're struggling to get out there and get some light. These peppers, this cosmos, it broke. It was so big it broke and I didn't have enough braces to brace it. This one is, I mean, this thing's probably like 4 or 5 foot tall. It just, they're massive. I can't believe how big they get. Some more eggplants in here. I did pick an eggplant. I did not try it yet. Gotta move this thing out of the way to get through here. See if we can find some eggplants because I know there's some more in there. There we go. There's some more. There's a little one here. They're growing, which I'm surprised because I've never had eggplants grow before. This one seems to be doing pretty good. The tower is still leaning. We never fixed it, but it's been good. The mint is growing. Chocolate mint right here. It smells really good. I believe this is apple. Tomatoes. We're getting a bunch of tomatoes here. We staked them all up. These are a couple different kinds. I can't remember off the top of my head. I did share that in one video. Different types. There's basil growing in the midst of it. But yeah, there's more tomatoes in there. Pretty much all the plants that are here have decent tomatoes on them. There's a bunch right there. They're doing good there. They're starting to straighten up now after being staked up because they were all bent up and twisted, but now they're starting to straighten up to the sun, so we'll keep connecting them to that stake there. There's this guy, he's all over the place along with the weeds next to us. Those things are out of control, but that gets like that every summer. It's hard to control that place. Chamomile, we've harvested some of that. There's some more mint there, but you can just see all the colors in there. It looks cool. Got a big old pumpkin going here. The watermelon are getting bigger. Again, this is kale and clay on everything. All the white that you see on the plants is kale and clay and a mix of neem oil to try to deter the pests that we don't want, which we seem to get no matter what. We didn't see bean beetles for a while, and we had them last year, but now they're back and they're just as bad this year as they were last year. Let's see, another pumpkin there. Hitting my head on this one above me. Big guy there. More beans. These ones haven't really produced as much beans as the other one, but we also planted them later. There's some squash down in here. So far the squash have been doing really good there. There's a bunch of them all over the place. All around me here. This one's growing a little odd. Get out of there without hurting it. Yeah, maybe it'll fall down naturally. Lima beans. Finally starting to get some blossoms. Maybe I'll get some lima beans soon. The cave beans. They're pretty slow to blossom, so they'll probably be like one of the last beans. But this is where the bean beetles have been mostly at. I don't see any currently. We've been squishing them and squishing the larvae too as best we can. It just, once they start, they're like next to impossible to get rid of. Like, you gotta get something that just straight kills them. Like, they've absolutely destroyed this bed here. You can see all these beans in this bed are just gonna get ripped out, and we're just gonna pull the beans off them. There's no going back from that once that starts like that. It just gets, they don't stop. And I don't know, I don't think I sprayed the kale and clay stuff early enough. I should spray early, but I mean, you see they're still producing a lot of beans. Like, there's a lot of beans right there. We've already picked a bunch off this too, and they're still producing. It sucks we have to rip them out, but we have to rip them out and just bag them and burn them. I've skipped the fruit trees like every time I've done this, but I believe this is a peach tree here. I'm stuck inside the fence, so that one out there is an apple tree on the right. And then the one over here, that's another peach tree. And then this one here is an apple tree also. But they've been doing pretty good. Oh, they've been growing pretty good. They seem pretty healthy, not a lot of bugs on them. The sweet potatoes are going crazy. They're doing really good. Weeds are also always doing really good. Never seems to fail. But I think that pretty much covers just about everything that's here. You can see on the outside the kale and clay. All of that. And then the pumpkins there. More flowers here. They're still doing okay. The one's dead, but for the most part everything's doing good. It's just the bugs, and we'll try and update hopefully next week after we rip all this stuff out and plant new stuff and note what we planted and whatnot. But yeah, everything's doing pretty good.